Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Daytona International Speedway. We're with the Outcast Independent League tonight in their Radical SR8 series at Daytona. 35 laps around this legendary 2.5 mile track tonight. These guys will be going extremely fast, extremely close, and it will be extremely exciting. Start off with just a little information about Outcast Independent League. They've got roughly 14 series running every 7 days a week. They have SK Mods, ARCA, the 305s, both silver and gold. They've got the 360s. They've got street stocks, dirt street stocks, limited late models, midgets, enduro, MX5. They've got the Gander trucks and the SR8 rookies and the SR8 advanced, which we will see here this evening. Chris Stanbridge is the primary admin, along with Michael Graynolds as the admin for this particular division. They will be going about 35 laps tonight. They will have one fast repair and 2 extra sets of tires, although I can tell you they will not need the extra sets of tires tonight unless they're involved in an accident. These cars are light, have a lot of downforce, a lot of grip, but they don't have a lot of tire wear to them. So it'll definitely be exciting to watch. Tonight they're at Daytona. Next Wednesday they will be at Indy, and the following Wednesday is the end of their season at Talladega, and a doubleheader at Talladega and Dover. As I said, this league runs 7 days a week. They are quite a big league, very popular. And they do have some openings in some of their series, so definitely go check them out. If you're an iRacer and you're looking for a league, if dirt, oval, whatever it might be, they may just have an opening for one kind of car or another for you. We are brought to you tonight by Rocket Racing Setups, MotoWear, and J&A Machine Shop. Those are your sponsors for this evening. We'll be talking more about them as the night goes on. And there is Ed. That is their league logo. It's time for Ed to hide as the cars line up. Again, this is a points race. And on the pole tonight will be Gerald Poole along with Eric Steele in the front row, Chris Stanbridge and Ron Hagelin on the second row, Mason Neal, Tom Lander the third row, Eric Eichten and Norman Chan, Stephen Barber, Christopher Rawlings round out your top 10. Then 11th is Bob Pike, Edward Belair, James Johnson, Bobby Rusk, James Belair, Doug Thomas, Michael Graynolds, and Mark Belair rounds out the 18 cars on the track tonight. We are just getting to know these guys, so my apologies if we get some names wrong, but definitely get the racing right tonight. These cars are small, they are fast, they are very manageable, especially in the draft, but they will come flying up on each other, especially at the speeds they're running. As close as they are, one can fall back and suck right back up, get a lot of momentum to pass. We will see some 2 and 3 wide racing here. These cars aren't as wide as a Cup car, so they can easily go 3 wide, and probably on those last few laps we might even see 4 wide. You never know. This is Daytona International Speedway. This is the legacy version, so it is a little bit bumpier. That extra downforce these cars have will definitely pay off in that on those bumps as they come around the track. This isn't the resurfaced version, so it is a little bit harder to manage. You'll bump around, they'll move around. We'll see a lot of movement going through the corners and down the front straightaway. As the guys get ready to go out, get their pace lap in, we'll follow them around and get this thing started. I said this is the Radical SR8. This is the Advanced League. They ran the Rookies League earlier in the evening. Had a great race there. So these guys are ready to go out there and get it done. They are points racing. as we watch them come out of the tri-oval into turn one on their pace lap. Looking forward to seeing quite a bit of action from these cars tonight. Like I said, they aren't the fastest cars in the world, but with their downforce, with their aero config, they move around a lot in the air. They draft really well, and they can get a lot of momentum. As you see those two cars on the bottom there, they could draft very quickly past the other car on the outside, but he could drop back that third car back there in line as far enough back, he'd still be picking up the draft. That big wing on the back creates a big hole in the air. And when there's a big hole in the air, those cars can vacuum and suck back up to the back of the car in front of them, and it can get exciting. They can come flying up at speeds, even at tracks like Michigan. They come flying up very quickly. The draft has such a big effect, and you're not even running as high speeds there. Now, as I said, this is Daytona. It is a draft track. They will be racing close, side by side, nose to tail, and there probably will be an accident. These guys have one fast repair tonight, so hopefully we can get some green flag racing in. It'll be interesting to see some of their lap times. Looks like qualifying laps. Yep, they're diving off. We'll talk about qualifying laps in a little bit, but here we go. Gerald Poole gets a big jump on the start. And they are spreading out back there as they come through the tri-oval down into turn one, and we should start seeing some of them get a little bit bumpy as they come through 1 and 2. As you see, those front four are side by side and nose to tail. The fifth place car is on the outside there. We've got several cars back there trying to pull back up, and once they get up to speed, about halfway down this back stretch, they should be just about to full speed. And we see that outside. Oh, we've already got a crash on the backstretch. Looks like we are under caution on lap 1 for an incident on the back straightaway. Let's go see if we can take a better look at it. Looks like they're coming down the back straightaway, and one just got a little squirrely there and got turned around, got up underneath, and 2 cars were in that incident. We are back live as we see it looks like those 2 cars are James Johnson and Bobby Rusk, both on pit road, getting their fast repairs done and hoping to get back out there. As we go back out, it looks like we might have had a pass for the lead as they came to the caution. Looks like the 17 is showing in the lead, but there is one car ahead of him. That's the 17 of Ron Hagelin. And that is the 32 of Eric Steele, currently on the track as the leader. We'll see if that changes when they come across, but it looks like, according to scoring, that will be Eric taking the lead. As they come around there on lap 3 with an incident in lap 1. We saw that they were close together. They aren't quite as close as as you'd see the Cup cars or the Xfinity or the trucks. They can move around, they can get some distance between them, and they are far more maneuverable than some of these other bigger cars. That is just due to the fact that they are smaller, lighter, and they've got way more downforce and are way more aerodynamic. Yeah, we will be talking to some of the drivers throughout the night. We'll See if they do not get the one to go, we'll go pull Chris Stanbridge in and talk to him for a moment. Now, several of these guys are actual real-world racers. As is Chris Stanbridge, and I believe Doug Thomas said he was as well. We'll be talking more about them in the next little bit. As they come around, we'll see if they get the one to green. Yes, we have one lap to green. As I said, some of these guys are real-world drivers. Future races, we could talk to some of them while they are driving. They are used to having, as Chris mentioned, he's used to having somebody in his ear the whole entire race, so it does not bother him one bit to sit there and talk about the race as it's going on, but don't want to take away from anybody's concentration. Now they will restart on lap 5 with Eric Steele out front. Ron Hagelin is in second. Gerald Poole is third. Tom Land is fourth. And Christopher Stanbridge is fifth. Got a little bit of shakeup in the front 5, but it's the 6th place car of Christopher Rawlings. Started 10th all the way up to 6th. And Bob Pike is currently running in 8th. He started 11th. We've got some really big movers back in the back, too, as Mark Belair started 18th. He's up to 12th. And Doug Thomas started 16th. He's up to 13th. So we've got quite a bit of movement going on up there at the front of or in the back of the pack, working their way up to the front. With 35 laps, it is a short race. These cars aren't going the same speeds as a NASCAR Cup car would, so they have to move and take any opportunity they have to get to the front. Looks like it will be a single file restart because the leader did not get back around to complete the first lap before the caution came out. And we're back under green. Eric Steele and Ron Hagelin get a bit of a jump on this restart. Ron is already looking to make a move, but the rest of the pack is starting to come back to him. That 3rd place car of Gerald Poole has already closed that gap that they had built up on the restart. We've got a couple of guys going out high, and you can see where they could go 3 wide. They might actually give it a whirl here going down the backstretch. Yes, they are going 3 wide to the outside. Gerald Poole up high. Coming down the backstretch, he is moving towards the lead. He's got a bit of a push from behind, but that inside line is building up, and that push dropped down. Looks like he is going to be hung out to dry in that 3rd lane. He'll try and fall back in about 5th, 6th place there, unless he gets some help as they come through the front tri-oval. And look, you could throw a blanket over these cars. They are so close together. They are running a little bit slower than the Cup cars, about 58 seconds a lap. 57, depends on where you are. The leader ran a 58-second lap, and the cars behind ran a 57-second lap just because they are drafting up. You can see them getting those left side tires down under the yellow line. That would send a Cup car spinning. But in these high downforce cars, that is not the case. They can hold that line, and the best line, the fastest line for them tends to be right around that yellow line at the bottom. As we see 3 wide again at the front, and it looks like we're going to go 2 deep, 3 wide as they come out of turn 4. Coming down through the front tri-oval, they are 3 deep, 3 wide now. And we've got the guys in the back already working their way back up to the front. We've got a small pack of 4 cars back there at the back, holding back, trying to avoid a big one, I imagine. Might be a safe bet the way these guys are going. You can see on this Legacy Daytona track, they are bumping all over the place. And as they come out of turn 2 down the backstretch, it is getting very dicey up front. It is hard to tell from 1 minute if Tom Land or Ron Hagelin is leading this race. Eric Steele's currently back there in that third place car. And there is a lot of movement there in the back of this pack, trying to get back up towards those front few cars, but there is just those front 3 cars just managing to hold it together and hold everybody behind them. But here we've got a run to the outside. We've got 2 cars up in that third line already. Looks like they're going to have 2 more. We're going to have a 4-car line to the outside. Will it be enough to push the outside car to the lead? And there we are again, 3 deep, 3 wide. You can see them moving around as they come out of turn 2. Some of these guys are backing out, trying to keep it safe. But you can see some of these guys are looking for any way to get to the front right now. As they go into turn 3, that front 3 is very close together as they come through turn 3. Almost had an incident with those top 2 cars in the front row. That would have taken out a big portion of the field. You see that middle line bounces around more because of the air moving around it. He's having to work extra hard. As he comes across the line, Ron Hagelin leads that lap from the middle line. And now we've got 3 lines, at least 3 deep, 4 deep in some places, and we've got a couple cars looking to try and figure out which line is going to be the fastest here. Normally we'd see these guys 2 wide in cup cars or in trucks or anything else, they'd be 2 wide, but in these little cars, 3 wide and not letting up. And those front 3 cars are full throttle. Everybody behind them's having to feather the gas just to stay right with them. Not run into him, not cause an accident. As we see that third line seems to be falling back just a little bit through the corners, but gets one heck of a run back up off the turn. Seems like the outside line seems to be the fastest on the straightaways. The inside is the fastest in the corner. In the middle, just, oh, little bit of a touch there. A little bit of a bump. They managed to hold it together. No wrecks, no caution. As they go into turn 1, and we've got them even more down below the yellow line at this point. Looks like some of those guys were halfway down under the yellow line, and there is a bit of a difference in the banking. It's 33-degree banking in these corners, and that apron down there is not 33 degrees, so that upsets the car quite a bit. You could not do that in a car that wasn't that high of a downforce. Looks like Ron slipped up just a little bit, and we've got a car taking advantage to the middle, dropping to the bottom line to take the lead, coming across. Mark Belair takes the lead coming through the front tri-oval. He'd been up there battling on the third line, trying to get down to the bottom and get the lead. Finally does it. And we've got the outside line trying to move back up again. We've seen several. Got a spin. Multiple cars involved. Half that pack was involved in that accident. Looks like Christopher Stanbridge, Ron Hoglund. We'll have to figure out who else was involved. A lot of these guys are coming to pit road to get their fast repairs right now. And there is, looks like we did not have, looks like Kyle Eccleston took the advantage in that situation. He is currently leading as we are at lap 12. Let's see if we can talk to Mr. see if we can talk to Christopher Stanbridge real quick. Hey, Chris, this is Doug up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
That was quite a ride you had there, buddy.
Yeah, I might need some new underpants after this.
That is true. So I'm guessing you're going to have to use your fast repair now with about 23 laps to go. Is that going to change your strategy any?
No, my strategy is go fast, turn left, so that's pretty much what's going to happen after
All right, well, good luck. Hopefully we'll be talking to you after the race.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right, that was Christopher Stanbridge. He is one of the league admins, and you'll notice, let's see, this is interesting. Kyle Elchin is coming down pit road. That should give the lead to Gerald Poole as they come around. There is Christopher Stanbridge coming off pit road right now. So that puts Gerald Poole up front with Mark Belair, Stephen Barber, and then we've got several cars on pit road. This is interesting. I was not expecting to see a pit stop unless they absolutely have to. A lot of these cars were involved in the accident, but some of them, like Kyle Elchin, got away clean. So it'll be interesting to see if those fresh tires, even after just 12 laps in these cars, which don't generally have a lot of tire wear, it'll be interesting to see if that makes a difference here or not. As they come around down the back straightaway, waiting for some of the scoring to cycle out. Talk about one of our sponsors, Rocket Racing Setups is one of the league sponsors. They've come on board. They're helping out several leagues this season with setup sponsorship and support. Definitely check out. I've worked with Richard Murtaugh, the owner, quite a bit on different things. He's a great guy to work with, definitely an easy guy to work with, and glad to see him on board helping out here. And also, they have reduced their prices for their setups for this coming season, 2021 season 1. Excuse me, starts in just 2 weeks. So it'll be extremely helpful for a lot of guys having the setups be a little bit cheaper, and bundle packs that are cheaper. Definitely a benefit to everybody, and definitely a benefit to a lot of these leagues who run fixed setups but run something better than what iRacing provides. iRacing does provide a lot of setups, and they're pretty good, but they definitely can't beat a Rocket Racing setup. As we get to 1 to green, I also want to point out one of our other sponsors, MotoWear International. They have a lot of good gear for motorcycle racing and other types of racing, so definitely go check them out as well. As they are stacking up, too wide for this restart. Too wide, too deep. Right now, as they start to sort out, it looks like Gerald Poole is going to be leading Mark Belair, Stephen Barber, Doug Thomas, Norman Chan, Michael Graynolds, James Belair, Mason Neal, hadn't seen him much tonight. Ron Ogden, we saw him battling for the lead. Bob Pike rounds out your top 10, and then Christopher Rawlings, Eric Steele, Edward Belair, Kyle Elchin, who we saw wasn't involved but stopped and got tires regardless, James Johnson, Christopher Stanbridge, and Tom Land are all in the lead lap. It looks like Bobby Rusk back there in 18th is currently 1 lap down. He'll be looking to hopefully get a lap back before long. As they come out of turn 4, getting ready to go green, the pace car will drop off, and Gerald Poole will lead them down. Pace car is off, and they have the green flag. Gerald gets them started, but Mark had a better run coming to the start-finish line. But it looks like Gerald, the advantage of that inside line, got a bit of a jump. They all start to get single file. No, they don't. We've already got one looking to the inside there. That Superman car. It is getting dicey back there. They're currently still too wide, but I don't expect that to last too much longer as we start to see some of these guys trying to move up the middle to get back to the front. As they go into 1 and 2, it looks like Gerald's still going to hold the lead as we see him going 3 wide, just a couple cars back. We've got a single file line, the first 3-4 cars, but now we're starting to see some guys moving to the outside, trying to get up to the front. Getting a little dicey up there at the front as we see one of them coming to the outside. That is Bob Pike on the outside line charging to the front, and he's got some help from behind. And it looks like a couple of cars are trying to get a run going up the middle. Quite a bit of bumping. Wasn't expecting to see quite that much, but it looks like we're seeing a little bit of bump drafting here and there. Comes as a shock in these cars, but these guys are looking for any advantage. Oh, we've got one in the wall. Got a spin in turn 3. Caution is out. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. Looks like they come through, and that is... Looks like we had a couple of them bump in the middle, and everybody, and we've got one flying in the air and spinning. Looks like that was Eric Steele that had a little trouble and got bumped, and that's what brought us back under caution. As they pace around again, we've got Gerald Poole still in the lead. Mark Belair is up into second. Mark started in 18th. Currently being shown in second place in the 3 car. There's the 3 car. Like I say, he started in 18th, so he has definitely moved up quite a bit. Now, a lot of these guys already used their fast repair that were involved in that accident, so it'll be interesting to see if they stay in, they get some repairs, they get back out, what the strategy will be if they go back out and try and drive it with the limited amount of damage. Hopefully they didn't get too much damage and can make it around. Looks like we've got about a half dozen or so cars, including Christopher Stanbridge was involved in that incident. That was his second one. We know he's already used his fast repair. So we'll see if he can get back out, get some quick repairs and get back out. Looks like Mark Belair was on pit road, and then number 3, he's coming back out. He's got fresh tires. And Gerald Poole is still leading the field, but an interesting note, Bob Pike and Ron Hagelin both have fresher tires than Gerald Poole does, so it'll be interesting to see, can they get around him quickly on this restart? Excuse me. Looks like we do have a few cars. Looks like Stephen Barber, James Johnson, and Christopher Stanbridge are all going a lap down while they're on pit road trying to get their cars fixed and get back out there. We are about at the halfway point, lap 18 of 35. This has been non-stop action, three-wide racing so far tonight. It is not a surprise to see the accidents that we have, but it's actually more surprising that these speeds and this close together, the way these guys are going, that we haven't seen more. That's a testament to how good this league is. And remember, they do have 13, 14 different divisions out there, so if you're looking for a league, definitely check them out. They are on Facebook. The Outcast Independent League. Excuse me, I kept trying to say international. I knew that wasn't right. 1 lap to green as they come through turn 2. It's going to be Gerald Poole, Bob Pike, Ron Hagelin, Michael Grainels. Haven't seen him, but he's in that 45 car. He started in 17th, and he is up to 4th. Norman Chan, Christopher Rawlings, James Belair, Tom Land, Mason Neal, and Eric Steele round out your top 10. James Belair, he started in 15th all the way up to 7th already. And our second place car, Bob Pike, he started in 11th. So you can see these guys are definitely working their way to the front as quickly as possible. Now will Bob Pike and Ron Hagelin be able to get around that car of Gerald Poole on this restart? As they come out of turn 4, Gerald's going to lead them down to the green flag as soon as the pace car drops off. And here we go. Pace car drops off, and Gerald takes the jump, gets the lead. We'll see if these two cars behind him with fresh tires can get around him. They are bump drafting down the front straightaway, trying to get a run to the outside. That is more than bump drafting. They are pushing each other around the corner. Easy in those turns, boys. Bump drafting in a turn never ends well. As we see Ron Hagelin pushing Gerald Poole almost to the lead. Or, I'm sorry, Ron is pushing trying to push Bob to the lead, and we've got a car shooting up the middle there. But that bottom line looks like some of these guys are struggling there, trying to get that outside line working while that bottom line is coming through, and that middle line's starting to come up as well now too. As we see that 3 car coming back to the front. As they come across the line, Mark Belair is showing in the lead that lap. 15 laps to go now. They are side by side, inches from each other. Look like Gerald and Mark might have rubbed a little bit there as they came through 1 and 2. Not as much 3 wide right now, but it looks like we do have one car moving up the middle. Oh, he gets into the 3 car just a little bit. Mark manages to hold on to it and hold on to the lead. A lot of bumping and banging. These little cars are fast, but they are not quite as durable as the NASCAR cars, and that is Doug Thomas there on the outside in the Cheetah paint car. Or, I'm sorry, Tiger. You would think by my age I would know my animals. And they are 3 wide through 1 and 2. They are 3 wide, 3 deep. Yet again, 14 laps to go. They are going for anything they can get now. As we see the number 3, Mark Belair, he is doing everything he can to hold on to that lead. Going to the middle line, going to the top line, going to the back down to the inside. Going wherever he can get the speed and hold on to that lead. And we get some bumping on the front straightaway. They managed to hold it together though. Looked like that was Doug Thomas that got bumped up into the wall. They managed to pull it together, and they keep going. No caution. That was great driving by those guys. Ran out of track up there by the wall, managed to pull it back together, and I imagine we'll see him back up here in the lead pack any moment. And there's Doug Thomas in that 5 car. Try and take a look. Looks like his car might not have gotten it. Looks like he might have a little bit of body damage, not a whole lot. He should be okay. We'll see if he can get back in the draft and work back to the front. Looks like he might. The damage might be a little bit more severe. We'll see. He is falling backwards. Does look like the right rear has some damage to it. So we'll see if he can work his way back up to the front. But currently at the front, it's at number 3. Not anymore. Norman Chan led the last lap, but falls back behind Mark Belair. Oh, they are getting very close now. See a lot of movement in that middle line, a couple spots back. Just everybody's trying to get any draft and any help they can get. As they come through 3 and 4, it looks like Norman Chan might be alone up there in the middle line. Nobody seems to be able to get up there to give him a hand. But having the 2 cars beside him might give him enough draft to stay up there until somebody can get to him as he leads that lap. As Norman Chan leading in that number 10 Superman paint. Mark Belair to the inside in that number 3 car. And Ron Hagelin on the outside in that red and white car. The number 3 and the number 17, Mark Belair and Ron Hagelin, have been up front most of the night. But we're starting to see some new names that have been sitting back there patiently waiting, and they are starting to move to the front as they close back up to 2 lines. They are coming to 10 to go, and we start up. I said they were going back to 2 lines, then we get one jumping to the outside. He gets no help on the outside. He's going to try and fall back in line here as they come down the front straightaway. And they get back 3 wide. They are bumping down the front straightaway. There is a side draft effect when you are in the cars on a draft track like this. However, I don't think it's quite as effective when you're bumping into each other, guys. But they are 3 wide, 2 deep, and a whole pack back there behind him. Looks like that 5 car, Doug Thomas, saw him in the back of the shot there. He is starting to gain some momentum again. Will we see him back to the front? Got to see him move to the lead briefly, so we'll see with 10 laps to go if he can get back up there. As they are doing a lot of side-by-side bumping now that they are 3 wide again at the front. And the outside line, Ron Hagelin gets a little help as the 3 car gets shuffled up to the middle. And the 10 car of Norman Chan looks like he is trying to take the lead on the inside. He's got a little bit of help. That 3 car has no help right now. As we saw, as long as he stays close to those front 2 cars, he can hang in the draft, and now he's going to get some help. Looks like that is Bob Pike in the 9. Gerald Pools back there in the 63. We saw him leading early. I would imagine we're going to see him back up front with 9 laps to go, coming to 8 to go. There's Gerald down on the inside as they come through the tri-oval. Eight laps to go. They are going to start looking for some ways to get around. try to get to the front. You know, Gerald Poole can lead this field. He's already shown that. He led a good portion of the early race. We'll see if he can get back to the front quickly. Looks like when they can get up there, they can get 3 wide, but it takes a lot of help to get past that inside line. Whoever's got the lead on the inside seems to be able to hold that lead pretty good, and right now that is Mark Belair. As we watch, Gerald Poole is starting to make a move back to the front. That number 63, the black with red accent there. As they come down, it's 7 laps to go now. And it is nose to tail, 3 wide all the way through. People are trying to work their way back up to the front, and look who's there on the outside. Doug Thomas is back up with the pack. He's regained the momentum. Looks like he's going to be okay to make it to the end of the race. Now the question will be, can he get back to the lead? He was running that outside line quite strongly earlier. He made some real power moves up to the front. Will he be able to get through the tri-oval? He's looking to get 3 wide, get up there and help the cars on the outside. Can't get enough momentum just yet. Needs a little bit of help. Looks like his spoiler might have taken a little bit of damage, might affect his ability to cut through the air and get to where he wants, but we'll see if he can get back up to the front. As we still see the 3 car up front, but it is Ron Hagelin there in the middle line. He is getting some help in that middle line now. We've got a couple cars moving up there as they're staying 3 wide all the way around the track. These guys are not giving an inch. And look like they touch coming down out of the corner. I am really surprised by these guys, the way that they are bump drafting. As we get to 5 to go, these guys are bump drafting. They are banging into each other side by side at 170, 180, maybe more miles an hour as they come around the track. They are bumping and banging off of each other and still holding it together, as we saw Doug Thomas do earlier, get bumped out into the outside wall, pulled it back together, kept it under green, and here we go. Doug Thomas is back up there in the top 5, 6 cars. As they come through 3 and 4. There is Doug Thomas. He is up there currently running about 5th, 6th place. And there's a gap opening in the middle. Will he jump down into it? We saw him be pretty good on the outside earlier. Let's see if he can make that work for him again. He's definitely trying to give Bob Pike up there on the outside line, trying to give him a hand, and now they've got more help coming up from behind. That inside line is single file quite a ways back. But that front 3 rows is 3 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide at any given moment. 4 laps to go. This is anybody's race at this point. Looks like when they get up there into the clean air, it's almost like hitting a wall of air. They lose a lot of that momentum, so they've got to get that slingshot time just right to get around these guys and make a move to the front. As they come into turn 4, they are coming to 3 laps to go, side by side, still banging into each other. They come through 1 and 2, still 3 wide on the front row. Still got Mark Belair in the lead, followed by Ron Haglund there on the outside. Oh, they touch again. Now they're 3 wide, 3, maybe 4 deep. It is certainly starting to pick up. We are coming to 2 laps to go. See Doug Thomas there on the outside wiggling around trying to see if he can get some momentum, but we've got we've got the 2 leaders been up front the whole race. They are banging side by side trying to figure out if it comes down to the last lap how to get that extra inch just to come across the start finish line first. Looked like last time it was Mark Belair, Ron Haglund. Bob Pike sitting up there on the outside. He's trying to find a way to get around these guys on the tri-oval as well. Seems like the advantage through the corners and in the tri-oval is definitely to the inside, but that middle and outside line are definitely faster here on the back stretches. They are leaning on each other coming down the back straightaway. They come through 3 and 4. They are coming to get the white flag. It is going to get busy up front. And we see back there Bob Pike on the outside. He started 11th. Back there in the number 5 car, Doug Thomas started 16th. He is up there. Was 5th last time by. As they come by, any one of these guys, just toss a blanket over them or flip a coin. There's no telling who's going to win this. 1 lap to go. 3 wide, 3 deep, and they're about to go 3 wide, 4 deep. As they come through turn 2, it looks like it's going to be we've got a whole different set of cars, but the 3 car, Mark Belair, is continuing to lead. And we've got a spin on the backstretch. They are going to come down and take the checkered. They've already taken the white flag. This is going to be the end of the race. There's probably they're 4 wide coming through 3 and 4. 4 wide. They're going 4 wide in the second row. This is crazy. You will not see racing. Oh, Doug Thomas is in the wall again as they come down the front straightaway into the tri-oval. We've got to push to the outside. Mason Neal takes the win as we get the big one right as they cross the start-finish line. And we see, looks like Ron Haglund got the got to go end over end there, but it was Mason Neal winning the race. Ron Haglund second, Mark Belair pulled off 3rd, Norman Chan 4th, Gerald Poole, we saw him up front all night, he's 5th. Kyle Echelon took tires on one of the early cautions, he's 6th. Edward Belair, James Belair, Christopher Rawlings, and Tom Land round out your top 10. Looking to see if we can talk to any of these top 5 cars. Tell you what, we will pull Chris Stanbridge in and have a quick chat with him since it does not look like the winner is available. Hey Chris, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
So, yeah, it looked like you got caught in a little bit of trouble again there in the middle of the race.
Yeah, just not my night tonight.
Well, it looks like Mason Neal managed to come through and get the win tonight. Looks like he just jumped in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, that's my buddy Mason over there. He finds a way to win it by a nose at the end. He's a heck of a driver.
Mason, that was an impressive win, sir.
Thank you, Doug. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, but not as good as you. That was quite a move to the outside. Looked like you had a little bit of help, but you almost came from nowhere there on that last lap.
Yeah, I was actually hanging in the back most of the race, saving a little gas, making sure I had that quick repair for the end. And with about 3 to go, got that run to the middle, and I think I was behind Tom maybe for 6th place, and that I cleared the outside. Once I cleared the outside, I was able to get up top, and then Gerald lined up behind me and gave me a little bit of help.
That was, I've got to say, that was some crazy racing from all you guys. We were quite surprised to see as much leaning and beating and banging, and definitely the bump drafting. That came as a shock.
Yeah, that's a big attestment to this series. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The top 5 are all within less than a tenth of each other. So
Yeah, it was close, and at that last lap coming into turn 3, as everybody started going 4 wide, and you were one of the first to manage to get out there to the outside and had that 4 wide, 3 lanes or 3 rows deep. Were you expecting to make it to the finish line when you got 4 wide?
at some point, about 1 or 2 to go, you kind of just got to lick the stamp and send it, and you go for it, and you got what you got at that point. So um, when we came out of 4 and we were making the run down to the finish, I wasn't expecting, since I was right on the wall, I was expecting someone to get turned on the bottom in front of me, but somehow we made it.
Well, congratulations, man. That was definitely full send, and it paid off.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Mason. That was a great race tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Have a good one, man.
All right. That was our winner, Mason Neal, and the admin, Chris Stanbridge. So for everybody at the Outcast Independent League, wanted to say a big thank you. We're definitely going to look forward to seeing them again next week. We'll definitely have a lot more to talk about. Definitely want to thank the sponsors, MotoWare and Rocket Racing Setups. Definitely check out Rocket Racing Setups, especially as we start the new season. That get one of their big bundle packs and you can get through the season a lot cheaper. As I said, their prices have gone down, so even if you buy them individually, you'll come out ahead. And MotoWare has some great gear, definitely worth checking out. I'm looking for some new racing gloves, so I'll be checking there first. So for all the guys at Outcast, definitely go check out their league on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in to this amazing race, and have a wonderful evening.